Welcome to Jimmy James Garage. I'm Jimmy. Today we're talking all about tires. Today's our tire machine that I bought off of your local Amazon, and I switched the tires here on Bluey. Pretty cool. It's going to be a little out of order because I did the video and then we went to Hot House Nights. So follow along. Welcome to Jimmy James Garage. I'm Jimmy. All right, follow along as we start doing the tires. It's going to be a fun little video. It's very informative. Tips, tricks, things like that. I would love you in the comments. Tell me if you've ever done your own tires before. We save quite a bit of money actually doing it this way. And you know, I'm going to skip forward a little bit here. Wait to the end, because at the end you're going to see the tires on this car. And it worked out good. They didn't shake, didn't rattle. Got a good test drive out of them. So let's get started. The continuation of the tire saga. We need to come up with a title like, you know, tire, more tire. You know, like I'm tired. We're drilling the concrete. Got these nice little inserts. And we just hammer those in there. And then they have little things that expand it when it goes down in there. And then we just bolt it in. Of course, use a nice little flat washer. But yeah, it's one of these Amazon tire changers. We're going to see how it works, but let me flip it around here and I'll show you what we got going. So here we are. We're going to put it right here, and then I'm going to pull the bolts out and put a plug in it. So when I'm, in the shop, but it's close to the bench, close to the toolbox, has enough room to me to stand around it when I move the toolbox out because it's roll away. But that's what we're doing. We're just starting to drill it in. We're going to keep moving forward. We'll be changing tires here momentarily. Woo! A tire machine. Yeah, this is just Ryder and I drilling, putting those expanders in there, bolting it down. It's very solid. Turned out very well, but it was a little bit hard to drill the concrete. I'll have to tell you, we had to really lean into it to get it done. And then after we get it mounted, you'll see here that it just shows us in fast forward, dismounting the tire, breaking the bead. Pretty simple stuff. And then you just take your spoon and, run it under the bead with lots of lube to make sure it pops right up. That's basically it, and then fill in the tire. Just some basic stuff. We didn't bore you with it. We just went with the fast forward part of it. So enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, after fighting with this thing, we finally kind of figured it out.
The instructions are very clear.
Yeah, the instructions suck. Let me show you the instructions. That's them. All right, so we did a rag. We figured it out. But Ryder's going to show us. What are you going to show us, Ryder?
The proper way to put on your tires.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because he worked at a tire shop for quite a few years, and he's going to show us how to do it.
So first off, you got to start with the white letters out. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong.
That was pretty easy.
Oh, the first one went on so easy.
The first one just flopped right on. But now that we have the
Camera on,
never fails. The heat is on. These are big wheels.
it's catching on the valve stem.
Oh, there it is. That's what happened. All right. Let's see if we can get it again now. It was hooked on the valve stem. We figured it out. There it goes.
Couldn't get the drop center because it was on the valve stem.
Now he redeemed himself. It was kind of hooked on the valve stem. So, all right. So these look badass. I am just such a fan of these Mastercraft Adventures. We already got the one is done. One and done. Now we're going to go two and done. All right. Well, stick around. There'll be more. But yeah, that's the Chinese tire changer we bolt to the floor. We're going to unbolt if we need it, but there we go. So we're mixing it. So now I understand if you take this mother's polish that I use, it separates because it's warm out in the garage. So I understand if your bride is good enough with it, you put it in the refrigerator. I have grandkids and I'll just come and remix it every time. But yeah, put it in the refrigerator and it doesn't separate. That's your little tip of the day, but that's what we're doing right now. So get yourself a little green towel, get that screwdriver all wiped off nice and good. And then you can just, let me show you. Let me show you. We're just gonna put it on the wheel right here. And I want to go on the edge of it because when you're on the edge, you don't want to get it on the tire. And I just hit this complete edge right here with it without getting on the tire. Be very gentle, gentle, gentle. And look, it just turns it black. It's pretty cool. But you see this now I'm holding in my hand? This is what they call the power ball. This is called the power cone. So these are cool. So what you do with these power cones, you get your handy dandy drill. I'm gonna show you in live exactly how we're doing it. But as you can see, let me show you what this wheel looks like so we can get a true before and after. But you just tighten it up on your drill like so. See? Just like that. We're gonna lay it off to the side here. Let me show you. Well, basically what this thing's gonna look like. See, it's definitely not a mirrored polish. You know, I keep these pretty nice. I did discover something I never knew it. This thing has a little curb rash in it, just barely right here. Look at that. Look at that. It has a little bit. Nobody's ever gonna notice it. Nobody's gonna care. And also I'm gonna show you another trick. You leave the blue on the letters because it's gonna be white here pretty quick. But yeah, we're just gonna show you how it's gonna, you know, it's kind of dull in here, but wait till we get done with this thing. It's really gonna shine up. Well, we're out here doing the balance on it. Not much to it. So I bought this balancer off Amazon, your local Amazon. It's a bubble bouncer. Will it work? I don't know. I truly do not know. Look at my hands are all dirty. So what we've done here is you kind of stand over the top of it and lay it down really slow and make sure it's dead centered on that cone, and then just slowly press it on there until you get the bubble in the middle of the level. And you can level it before and level it, you know, while it's on there. So then what you do is when you want it, so I let it sit for a minute. I kind of get it as stopped as possible and I let it sit. But let me show you. But now it's sitting right. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right dead center on the bubble. And it stopped wiggling and jiggling. But kind of what you do is, because we're going to run it on the outside of this rim, you also can buy these little nice stick weights on the inside. And if you want to, you know, I'm going to throw it off because I know the wheels are right here. You just got to kind of mark it. But you can lay them right here. And look at that. It really moved that thing. You know, just laying them right there. Try to get it as accurate. If you can get them up here on this edge, it's probably the most accurate. As you can see, the tire wheels around quite a bit. But didn't want to quite stay there. So I just kind of kept getting to where I thought it was close. See, if you get it out here on this edge, it gives a little too much leverage. But that's what you don't want. So I ended up having to take a few off because I didn't guess perfectly correct. But then you get it. So you just pull it back off, get it nice and squared and steady. Well, there you go. And I already got one tire on. So now, let me walk you around over here. Here, come with me. Well, the one tire's on. And I think it looks fantastic. You tell me. Not down on the ground yet, so it'll be down a little lower on it, but what do you think? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? In person, it looks really beefy and big and stout. It looks a little thin on camera, I think, but you know, it's a 275/60. It's a big tire, and it's stuffed into the fender well, so it'll come down to about halfway onto that tire, maybe to the rim when it's all said and done. But there we go. I just love shiny wheels and freaking white letters. I mean, who doesn't? This is just me running the drill, polishing up that wheel. Wee, 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 all the way home. Well, let's see where we're at with this thing. Oh, I gotta get the camera right though. Oh, dude. It's shining. Shining like a diamond. So that's what it does. It shines it right up. Now, the best way, obviously, is to do it while it's off. These wheels aren't going to stay on here forever, I'll be honest with you. We're going to go with the Gregor SS's. We just got to figure out if we're going to tub it a little bit or put a spacer, what we're going to do. But I'm going to show you next what we're going to do with these white letters. Pretty simple. Going to clean these wheels up. Well, the tires. But look at this here. I just noticed this. Let me flip you around here. But these bad boys they're dull. They don't shine at all. We haven't got to those yet. But what you're going to do, see all the blue here? You're going to hit it with a hose. And you're going to put on this. Sound effects are cool, aren't they? Scrub-a-dub-dub. You want to see? I'm telling you, this is what it looks like when it's all said and done. Woo! Doggy. Mastercraft Avenger GTs, or Mastercraft Avenger GTs on Gregor wheels. Nice and shiny, gonna look good. All right, here we go. I got to do a few more. I got the other ones back there. All righty, this is fun stuff. Bam! There they are, Mastercraft Avengers, Gregor wheels. As you saw, we polished them. We put the tires on, we balanced them on a bubble balancer, and this thing is freaking awesome. Look how good it turned out. They fit perfect. They are just absolutely more than I can ask for. It just changed the look of the whole car. The car drives really good. Not that it didn't go any, good before with the Mickey Thompson street slicks, on there. It did hook up really well. These seem to hook up too. They hook up really well. Do they hook up as good as the Mickey Thompson? No, but they drive good. They don't wobble, shake. They turned out excellent. So I just can't say enough. It was easy to do. It didn't cost us much money to put the tires on. It was just a really, really great video. As you saw, it was really, really good. And again, the Mastercraft Avenger GT's Ford. I got a Chevy. Whatever. It is what it is. So go down here, like, subscribe. We'll see you at that next video right there.